Thanks for joining us on Wisconsin's Bourbon Trail. Tucked in the vineyards of Cambridge, our last stop today is at Dancing Goat Distillery. I got to meet with Dancing Goat's founder, Nick, in his tasting room to get the scoop on what he's all about. All right, Nick, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming, it's great to have you.
Yeah, well, you have this gorgeous space here. Very popular distillery. How has Dancing Goat evolved over the years?
Started off really centered here in the tasting room. We became a little bigger than we were able to provide service, and we really need to focus on, we're a real factory, and we're looking to sell whiskey all over the world, and that's really what we really want to focus on. And I think the most important difference for me is that we've switched to a model that focuses on consumer education. We want to connect with consumers. We want to teach them about their palates. We want to teach them about our spirits. We want to teach them about the phenomenal terroir of Wisconsin and what it does for spirits here. And it's not about buying my whiskey all the time or our gin all the time or our rum all the time. It's about knowing why you like what you do and taking the lessons you learn here into the world so you can buy more intelligently and you can make your own drinks.
So should we go learn about the whiskey?
Let's go learn about the whiskey.
All right, let's do it. Nick really takes care to make sure visitors understand the distilling process and is even introducing a Gin Academy where visitors can distill a batch of gin for themselves. But today, we're talking about bourbon. Nick has assembled an impressive collection of bottles in what he calls his spirits vault, and he agreed to teach me a few things about how to taste bourbons like a pro. This room is really cool. Can you walk me through like a mini tasting session?
I'd love to. Bourbon is very specific criteria on how it's made. It's always made in a brand new barrel, and so the oak is really present, and then it always has corn in it at a high percentage. The first things you usually look for is oak, vanilla, and caramel. Those notes are the most predominant in all bourbons, and so that's a great place to start looking. The other thing to keep in mind when you're tasting alcohol is that alcohol often interferes with our sinuses that are, creating the signals that give us the illusion of smelling things. And so one thing that you can do is if things are escaping you or eluding you, is you can put a couple drops of water in there. Often it'll open it up. And so then instead of smelling alcohol, the alcohol's stable as a liquid, and you're smelling the other stuff that's flashing. And so those are great, what I call training wheels. So on this one,
Little vanilla.
Little vanilla, perfect.
I'm so good at this, or I just heard you talk about vanilla being in this one.
But it is in there,
Yeah, I do
it
smell
will
it,
always,
yeah.
and all bourbons should have it,
Yeah.
otherwise it's a bad bourbon.
All right.
So these bourbons, sometimes you get a little solvent note off the top, and that's usually the mark of a very well-aged bourbon.
Yeah, I really liked that bourbon. That was great.
Our stocks of this are very young. These bottles are our prototype barrels. And that's the fun thing about whiskey is every barrel's unique and every barrel's interesting.
Speaking of barrels, that's your favorite part of the job, and I know you have a little surprise for us.
I do, so we got permission to let you guys into the rick house. So this is an actual physical rick house, which is IP that's patented by a company out of Kentucky. The main thing to realize about this is not actually building, it's a rack. And that allows the terroir, the elements, to really affect the product that we have inside of here. So what we're really looking for is a building that creates microclimates in terms of humidity and temperature. The other thing is it's built to ventilate, it's built to respirate in one direction. And so what we're looking for is variance and consistent aging over time.
And so this is where the aging process happens. So how important is that?
The aging process is the most important thing. That's what turns whiskey into gold, metaphorically, but literally that's where all the color comes from and pretty much all the flavor.
And then how do you know when a barrel is ready? Like how do you know that it's aged enough?
That one's ready.
So it starts like leaking a little bit?
What you start seeing is when you're looking for a good balance between tannin and ethanol. And so what we're really looking for is we're trying to lose the blue quality or the quality of graininess. And we want to have a good enough color where it can be substantial in a glass.
Yeah. I think all that's left is seeing your Dancing Goat dance moves.
I mean,
Yeah?
if the dance floor is ready for me, I'm ready for the dance floor.
Dancing Goat.
Dancing goat, dancing goat, dancing goat, dancing
Till
goat.
next time.